Imagine saying no to George Clooney. Most people would probably brag about it for life, but Sarah Foster, the nobody wants this producer, was openly offended. One of Hollywood's most famous heartthrobs somehow became the source of awkwardness, disappointment, and even a little sadness. The question everyone is asking now: how does a date with George Clooney end in blah? It should have been perfect. The date was arranged roughly 30 years ago by Cindy Crawford and her husband, Rand Gerber, both elite Hollywood insiders and longtime friends of Clooney. On paper, it seemed flawless. A young, talented producer meeting one of the most charming men in Hollywood, orchestrated by two of the industry's most glamorous couples. But Hollywood scripts rarely match reality. The moment they sat down, something felt off. Sara recalls it as a hard no from the very beginning. The word blah perfectly captured her mood that night. The evening wasn't just mismatched chemistry. The emotional vibe was completely misaligned, turning what should have been a glamorous night into a quietly awkward disaster. The age gap hit first. Clooney, already in his 40s, felt so old to Sara, who was 24 at the time. "I always say that when I see these young girls dating older guys," she explained, "sometimes it makes sense, but I've never understood a 19-year-old that's into a 40-year-old. I just always thought that was so weird." This wasn't judgment, just raw, human reaction to an unusual situation. Being set up actually offended her. On top of the age factor, Sara was heartbroken over an ex, making the setup feel even more intrusive. "I'm sure George Clooney is a nice guy," she admitted, "but I just remember it being the four of us sitting there and thinking like I'm going to die. It was depressing. I was so depressed." The awkwardness escalated fast. At one point, Sara started crying about her ex while sitting across from Clooney. And to be fair, he probably wasn't that excited about the arrangement either. It wasn't his idea. It was entirely orchestrated by Crawford and Gerber. Erin Foster, Sara's sister, joked that Sara was likely the only person on the planet who could feel let down by a date with America's heartthrob. Time changes everything. Fast forward to today. Sara married former tennis player Tommy Haas in 2006, had 2 daughters, and later divorced. Clooney married Amal Alamuddin in 2014 and welcomed twins in 2017. Both moved on, but the story serves as a reminder that even Hollywood legends can experience awkward, all too human moments. Clooney himself has reflected on aging. Recently, he admitted that he no longer feels the need to compete with 25-year-old leading men. "We always look back as we get older and go, I wish I spent more time with the family," he said, highlighting the shift from romance-driven roles to more meaningful life priorities. Even icons have unexpected challenges. Clooney shared that he follows a path similar to Paul Newman, avoiding romantic exploits later in life. "When I turned 60, I had a conversation with my wife. In 25 years, I'm 85. That's a real number," he explained, showing that even legendary charmers navigate life and aging thoughtfully. The story isn't just about rejection, it's about honesty. Sara's blah moment reflects her emotional authenticity at the time. Youth, heartbreak, and celebrity created an evening that was awkward, memorable, and surprisingly relatable. Even the most glamorous encounters don't guarantee comfort or chemistry. So next time someone boasts about a celebrity date, remember Sara Foster's story with George Clooney. Fame doesn't always equal chemistry, and even the most enviable situations can go hilariously or painfully off script. Would you be excited or disappointed if you were in her shoes? Hollywood glitter is irresistible, but sometimes reality has its own plans.